We are starting a new reading vlog. I look a little beat right now because I just woke up and went to get a coffee. I don't have to be at work today until 10 a.m. I love my 10 a.m. days because I get to wake up and have a morning and just kind of relax and get some reading done before I have to go into my Dunkin' order. Is medium iced coffee, 2 pumps of butter pecan, 2 creams, and I do 1 shot of toasted almond, and it's so good, you guys. To read 200 pages a day, I feel like right now it's kind of doable because I'm really into audiobooks. I'm also really reading on my Kindle a lot. We're also going to be doing a Kindle colorsoft update because I really haven't talked about it since that one video did super well on here. Well, to my standards, because I'm like a teeny tiny little YouTuber. And yeah, so right now I'm finishing up The Crash by Frida McFadden. It's a very short book, so I should be able to get it done. After that, we'll see what we end up picking up. But yeah, I'm excited to embark in another reading vlog. It has been a year, I'm joking, but it's been since 2024 that I filmed my reading vlog, so this is gonna be very fun. So I kind of failed miserably at the challenge yesterday. Yes, one of my plants is broken. Don't look at that. I know it looks horrible, but we're gonna be nice and get past that. So I ended up finishing The Crash by Frida McFadden. I gave it like, I want to say like a 3-star because it was entertaining. It was fast-paced, typical Frida McFadden books. My dogs are like literally here in the kitchen with me, so you will hear them in the background. I do like really simple makeup for work. I did finish that book. I didn't love it. I feel like the plot twist was just put there for it to shock you, which I get that's the point, but it just kind of felt like a little nonsense, if you know what I'm saying. Like, you know, they feel like it needed to be that way. Then I don't know, like certain things about it just kind of annoyed me. Like the main character was just so stupid, let's say, and she just kept making this like really stupid decisions, which I feel like is pretty appropriate for a thriller. But anyways, after that I was like, I've been reading a lot of like kind of heavier books. Like I read The Nightingale, not in this video, I just read that in my own time. And I kind of remember that Ali Hazel was coming out with a new book. I'm kind of obsessed with the edges on this, so I went to Target, pick up this book, and I kind of remember that after work that I had free will and I could just go to Target and pick up a book. So I did that, and I tried good old little Target haul here. But yeah, I got this book. I started it and I'm actually pretty hooked. The audiobook is super good. I'm on page 67. So what I'm trying to get at, yesterday we failed at getting to 200 pages. Essentially, this video is to see if this is even possible for me on the schedule. So we are constantly going to be trying to make it to 200 pages. It doesn't necessarily mean that every day I'm going to be reading 200 pages, but we're going to try, okay? Yesterday page count was, so 38 pages for The Crash, and I finished it. And then for this book, let's see, it was 67, which I think it's like 105 pages. That's the page count for Wednesday. That's when we started the video. And then today's Thursday. We'll see how many pages I get because I am supposed to be heading to work pretty soon. But I'm just gonna finish drinking my coffee and just know that this is what I'm currently reading. So when I start my drive to work, I'm gonna be listening to this on audiobook form. And yeah, I'm really into audiobooks right now. Unfortunately, like I don't think I'll have that many hours left on the app situation, so we will see. That's the update. Guys, I'm like massively slacking on this whole reading 200 pages a day. That's why I have not like said a word, because I think realistically we're gonna have to change the goal to 100 pages a day. To be fair, I'm almost done with Deep End by Ali Hazelwood, so I'm reading more than usual because of the whole audiobook situation, and I'm enjoying it, but I feel like it's not gonna be a very high rated book for me, to be fair. Now I just made some coffee and I'm about to, you know, do the whole coffee time situation or doing anything on camera, to be fair. So let's see, it's feeling really rainy and gloomy around here, so I'm not really, look at that, It's perfectly black coffee. You guys a little more. I currently have to charge both of my batteries. So I'm reading Deep End, and I just restarted the Zodiac Academy because I'm following someone who's like really into it right now, and I want to see what all the hype is about. So we're gonna be reading that. And yeah, Deep End, I have a lot of opinions about it, and my camera's about to die, so I'll just kind of wait to like give you guys more of a review once I charge my camera. But I am heading to work pretty soon, so I might not get around to doing that right now. Okay, so a little reading update because we really haven't done any updates since I started this video. I have been reading a lot, but I haven't really been necessarily super good at updating you guys. I'm gonna kind of go over when I said that I started this video. First, this started as a 200 pages a day video. If you heard the treadmill in the background, my husband's working out. I'm actually about to do a workout myself here. I have my yoga mat and my weights and everything here in my office. That's why I look a little flushed right now. But so 200 pages a day video. I started this on Wednesday, I want to say last week, and then I read 38 pages of The Crash and I finished it. That book was, I think I want to say a 3-star, like very entertaining, but I feel like the plot twist at the end of that Freida McFadden book was kind of out of nowhere. Like, it didn't really make sense how really why he would want to do that at the end of the book, so that was just a little odd. I've had 3 stars. So far I have read a lot of really popular books back to back, and they've all been averaging about a 3-star for me, so that's kind of underwhelming. Then at that day I ended up reading a total of 105 pages. So I started at page 38 and then I ended, I don't remember what page, but I read on Wednesday 105 pages, and Thursday I started this book called Unsteady, and it's like a hockey romance. I ended up only reading like 27 pages of that book. And then for Deep End, I started it and I read about 67 pages. And then on Monday the following week, I ended up starting at page 198, and I'm pretty sure I finished the book that day. I think that was the only day of the week where I actually ended up reading 200 pages, and it was because mainly I was listening to the audiobook. So honestly, that's why I decided we're probably just gonna be doing a 100 pages a day book, because I've been averaging, I want to say, about 135 to 150 pages a day. I started this video and it's not really going good. So then I started yesterday. So yesterday was Friday. I started this book called First Time Color, and this is another book that has been really popping off. This is this podcaster that has like kind of like a dating advice show, and this girl ends up calling in for her mom. So like a little kid in this, there's like a single parent trope in this, and so far it's pretty underwhelming, to be fair. So after this I might be just kind of done picking up insanely popular books that are like blowing up at the moment, because I've been averaging, like I said, 3 stars, and I might go back to maybe reading some fiction books and some Kristin books, because it's not really filling my cup too much, these little romance books, and maybe I'll pick up a fantasy book. But yeah, this one, I don't have many thoughts so far, but I do have to say it's a little underwhelming. So yeah, I'll go ahead and keep reading this, and I'll give you guys an update when I have one. Today we're probably gonna be starting at page 92 and then go from there. How many pages I averaged today? I see myself definitely picking up a different book, because I kind of want to mainly listen to this in audiobook, or the audiobook has been a lot better than the physical book. So that, and then I'll give you guys an update, honestly, maybe later today. We'll see about that. This is not related at all to this video, but I did organize my office slash book room, and it's looking a lot better. I had like a bunch of books that I had to put away, and here's my desk looking a lot better. That corner, let's just pretend it's not there, honestly. So I think I'm gonna be going to Barnes & Noble's, possibly, because I do really want to pick up a Kristin book. The books that I'm reading right now are just like not hitting. They're not holding my interest whatsoever. So I don't want to keep pushing the genre of romance too much right now because it's really not what I think I need to get out of the reading slump. So I really want to pick up The Great Alone by Kristin and possibly Firefly Lane, and we're gonna probably decide between those two books which one I'm gonna be reading. But I haven't given you guys an update because I really have not read anything today besides what I show you. Actually, I think we did make a little bit of a dent in the first time color romance book, but then I ran out of listening hours again, even though I had just purchased 10 hours, but somehow those went by super fast. And yeah, so if I do go to Barnes & Noble, I'm probably gonna be filming on my phone, so you will end up seeing what I pick up. But we're kind of in a crisis right now. Also, I got this stuff from Brandy Melville recently, and it's so cute. I really like it. But yeah, I really have to just keep reading so I can show you guys my next read, because I don't know what that's gonna be. It is Sunday today. I have my coffee mug here. I'll give you a minute to read what it says. So I did end up going to Barnes & Noble, as you probably saw in the clips right before this one. And I did end up picking out my next read for this video. Yesterday was Saturday and I only read about, I want to say about 50 pages or a couple chapters of first time color, and then I went to pick up 2 Kristin books. One of them is actually downstairs right now, so I won't go with that. I'll do a little book haul later because I do have a bunch of books that I've accumulated the past few days that I just really haven't talked about on my channel. But out of the 2 Kristin books, this one was really calling to me. I know this is a Netflix show and I did start watching it a while back. I didn't really get into it, so I think the book's probably 10 times better, and so far I couldn't be more right. I'm only 12 pages in and I'm really enjoying it, so I'm just gonna keep reading. And yeah, we're kind of sticking to the challenge, but definitely have not read 100 pages in the past few days whatsoever, but we are trying. I think this book is gonna wreck me. Like The Nightingale was already so sad, but this one, I don't know, something about it. Okay guys, so I think I'm gonna wrap up this video, but before we do that, I have a massive book haul of a bunch of books that I have accumulated, I want to say in the past few months, since I haven't really been on YouTube too much. Adding a bunch of book mail from publishers. I've also bought a lot of books, so might as well do something like that. Also said I was gonna give you guys a Kindle colorsoft update. So far I do like it a lot. I have been switching between this one and my regular Kindle a lot because when I read at night I don't really want a lot of the brightness, so I'm using my other Kindle when I want to read at night and when I have the dark feature. So far I do have to say I am enjoying it a lot, honestly. Don't have a whole lot of bad things to say about it. The yellow line, you kind of get used to it. I don't even really see it anymore, and yeah, you just get color for all of the covers. There are a few downsides to it. I do have to say the battery life is not as bad as I thought. When I first got it and when I first filmed the first Kindle colorsoft video, I was using my Kindle a lot. Like, I don't want to say a healthy amount, but I was using it a lot more than normal, so it was kind of hard to judge if the battery life of mine was just horrible or if it was actually just an overuse of the Kindle because I wasn't reading actual physical books. Now that I'm kind of switching between Kindle, physical books, And audiobooks, I do have to say that life honestly lasts pretty long and I love it. But if you want, to be fair, the color, I haven't used the color feature as much as I thought I would, so you're still probably better off not paying $300 for a Kindle and getting a regular Kindle. That's just my advice. But if you really want it, like I really wanted it and I just got it, and it was probably my biggest bookish expense I've ever made. I have no regrets for it. But are you getting a whole lot of special features with this one? There's one thing that I noticed. The pages of the Kindle Colorsoft do have more of a paper-like feel to them, so it's a lot less harsh on your eyes. So if that's something that's important to you, your eye health, that is a cool feature that this one has, like the paper-ish tone that the pages has. I'm not getting that from my old Kindle, so I will say that is a plus side of it. One thing that is annoying me about having a Kindle Colorsoft is that every single time there is a new collection out and people are making all these cute Kindle cases, they're not making it for the new Kindles. So that is kind of a downside for me because I do love to grab a new Kindle case every time I can. So there's that for that. So for this video, we only ended up technically reading 2 books. One of them was Deep End. I still don't have that book up here. Guys, I really don't feel like going downstairs for that right now. We're not going to. I'm just gonna put a cover over here. Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. You've seen me holding this book throughout this video a lot. It took me forever to get through that book, mostly because I don't know, I feel like the only fast-paced parts of it was when I was listening to the audiobook. My Goodreads review for this book was pretty much, this book could have been an email. I know that's harsh, but there's just so much context. You know, that book was like almost meeting one of those people who uses a lot of words when they're talking to you and they're saying nothing. That was the plot of that book. Absolutely nothing. There was no plot. It was really lacking substance because the characters were so bland and the spice wasn't even that spicy. I'm not even a spice reader, and I was like honestly underwhelmed because I kind of prepared myself to read an overly spicy book. I went into this book, it was like, oh, okay, like that is really not what I had in mind ever for this book. So yeah, I gave it 3 out of 5 stars because I was trying to be generous, and the book did go by super fast. The audiobook was a lot more fun than the actual book, and I feel like it shouldn't be the case. Like, you should be able to enjoy the actual book without needing the audiobook help. Before that, I ended up finishing The Crash by Freida McFadden. This thriller was honestly a little overwhelming. I'm pretty sure I talked to you guys about it already. I gave this one also 3 out of 5 stars. The plot twist almost felt like she was trying to make up something to shock you, but it didn't really fit with the story and it didn't make a whole lot of sense. So also just really lacking on shock factor that actually made sense. Because I feel like even when scenes in thrillers are super shocking, they still have to kind of fit in the puzzle a little bit, and this one just didn't fit at all. I'm not going to get into the actual plot of the books too much because these are 2 new releases, and I know a lot of people don't like when you read the back of books and tell them what the plot is about, so I won't be doing that. But I have a whole lot of books. I will kind of skim to the back of the book without giving you guys way too much context because it's a book haul and none of these are like the insanely popular books. So just getting to the book haul, I feel like I'm really lacking in finding words to like describe anything these days, so there's that. So first, I had technically already received the art for this book. It's called A Circle of Uncommon Witches. I'm pretty sure it has like alternating timelines between hundreds of years ago, this witch family, and the current witch girl who we're following in this book. And it's really cool because the author always sends me like a signature, and the book itself It's really pretty and I'm really thankful every time I get. I'm pretty sure this kind of follows like if you fall in love, the person you fall in love with kind of dies or something. It's kind of giving Practical Magic. Do you know that movie with Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman? That's kind of what this is giving. So for that. Then I got a classic. Fun fact, I actually read this book in my native language a long time ago when I was a kid. This is Last of the Mohicans. And I loved it. I loved this book growing up. It's one of those books that it just was ingrained in my brain since I read it, and I really want to read it in English again because it was written in English, so I feel like I'm gonna get a whole different experience with it. So this one's pretty self-explanatory. It's just a classic. Then I grabbed a thriller because I always want to have a thriller in hand. The font on this thing is massive. I might actually pick up this book tonight. I'm kind of feeling something quick. Space. This is called The Clinic. It's about a therapist. A therapist, is it? Did I pick up the wrong book? Okay, so this one is about this girl that works in a casino in LA and in a clinic that's like in a really remote location, and a lot of weird stuff happens. I thought I picked up a book about a therapist. Maybe not. We're gonna find out together what this is about because I have no idea. Very unfortunate. You probably saw me, I don't know if I got that. I ran to Target to pick up this book the other day because everyone was raving about it. I'm about to take out the bookmark because I won't be reading this. I might either give it away or just keep it because it's a cool cover. But this one is about this girl whose daughter calls into this podcast. So everyone's talking about it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say what it's about. Calls into this podcast because her mom was not dating anyone for like the longest time. This book is literally the definition of just vibes, but then it's also the most boring vibes you'll ever find, ever. Because I read, honestly, over 80 pages of this book, and I have not thought about this book and these characters for once. So it's one of the books that kind of slow down the video a lot because how am I supposed to read 100 pages a day or when I literally falling asleep reading this book because that's how boring it is. The only good thing about this book is that like the cover is very cute. Literally nothing's going on, and I've heard people who have finished it whose opinion I trust a lot who did not like this book, and I am starting to think that people are either getting paid to review books like this or I don't know, because so many people have loved this book in deep end, and I'm having trouble finding people who dislike it. Like, I really didn't like this. I had to DNF. I have not DNF'd a book in a very long time. Like, I have not read over 180 pages of a book and just decided, you know what, I can't do it anymore. And this was it for me. Got this. Me and my husband went to New Orleans, like, what's that? That was like months ago. And I picked up this book at the airport. It's called Tattoos of Auschwitz. I am in a little bit of a historical fiction kick. And I might be picking up this book when I'm mentally prepared for it. I think it's pretty self-explanatory by the title, so we won't go into heavy detail. This book is called Eternal Reign, Age of Vampires. I want to go ahead and say this better not be interconnected to the Zodiac Academy because the covers are so similar, and I'm seeing that the authors of this book are the same ones from the Zodiac Academy, and I have not made much of a dent in that. Maybe I will, but I picked it up because the cover was cute and it was talking about vampires, so I was like, maybe I should pick that up. I got another book mail and they sent like this little crown thing. It's cool, and I'm pretty sure the authors sent the signature also for this one. Maybe not. This one's called The Romantic Tragedies of a Drama King. I'm obsessed with the cover of this book, and honestly, I don't know what it's about. I really don't know what it's about. It's about this guy who is looking for love and in New York City, thinking another guy, and I really don't know what it's about. I really don't. I got this, I think this might be a thriller. It's kind of giving this guy to murder vibes. It's called Needy Little Things. And they also sent me this little pouch that says needy little things can be choosers. And when I tell you that when I got home that day, the packaging of this book mail had like the needy little things can be choosers in the picture of this girl in the cover, and I kind of wonder what did the delivery man think that I was buying, because it was just a really odd package and I was a little embarrassed. Kind of stunning. See, and they also sent me the signature of the author. It's cool. This is from Wednesday Books. It's pretty soon because the font's also kind of massive. And I pulled Good Girl's Guide to Murder Situation to get me going because I've been in a reading slump. And you saw me reading this is the last thing you probably saw me reading, Firefly Lane by Kristin Hannah. And I'm really enjoying it, but I just really haven't been in the mood to like pick up any book. So it's not the book's fault, I just really haven't been like in a big reading kick. So this is Firefly Lane. They have a show on Netflix for this book. I can't say that I really got into it. Like maybe after I read the book I'll try to get back into the show. But so far it's kind of set in alternating timelines. It's like the 70s and I think the early 2000s. Go back and forth. I do have to say I got a massive Netflix spoiler for this the other day, and now I know what happens in the book, so maybe that's why I haven't picked it up. But I do really want to read it because I love the way she writes. Like, you are completely transported to when this book is taking place, and you love this character so much. Like, that's exactly how I felt about The Nightingale. I really wish I was filming when I read The Nightingale, because the experience of reading that book, I really cannot put it into words. Like, I wish you guys were there with me when I was reading that, but it's too late for that now. I have The Great Alone because one of my friends just recently finished this one and they really liked it. And this one's about this family who moves to Alaska in 1974, and they are after the Vietnam War, and like they're really going through it essentially. And I love the cover of this book. It's so pretty. So I'm really in my Kristin Hannah era. I cannot wait to have an entire Kristin Hannah row in my bookshelf because I am obsessed. That woman can write everything. I love her writing style so freaking much. And that's a video. We kind of failed to read over 100 pages or 200 pages a day for most of the video, but to be fair, this was me attempting to do this. Next challenge I do, I'm gonna be a little kinder with myself because page count stresses me out and I have time to do that. So I really want to do a 24-hour readathon, but I kind of want to do a Sarah Crowley style where she essentially doesn't just like stay up. She just sets a timer and stops it every time she's not reading and then restarts it again, and she tries to kind of see how many books she can realistically read in 24 hours. That might be our next video. I don't know when I will have time to do that. Maybe next week, but fingers crossed I can start being more active on here. Likely I will be able to start being more active on here because my schedule is just changing a lot. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being patient with me because I'm not uploading like a regular YouTuber, and to be fair, this is not my full-time job for now, so I can't really do that. But thank you for sticking around. I'm really trying my best. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye guys.